Hi, I'm Jennifer Rothschild. I'm so glad you're here with me at womensministry.net video devotional. I've got to tell you what happened to me on a flight. Very recently, I was coming back to Springfield, Missouri, which is where I live, from Dallas. It was a 90-minute flight, supposedly ordinary like every other flight I've ever taken, except when we landed, the pilot came upon the PA system and he said, "Welcome to Springfield," and then he said, "I'm going to ask you to remain seated, because we have a very special privilege. We have transported the final remains of one of our fallen soldiers home to his final resting place." Well, you can imagine how I felt. I bet it's how you're feeling right now. It was just, my eyes welled up with tears. I could hear everyone around me starting to sniffle and, wiping their eyes. I mean, we were just all so moved. And so the pilot continued. His family is with us. And so I'm going to ask us to remain seated out of respect and let them exit the plane first. Well, these four people kind of shuffled by me. It was a mom and a dad. Must have been the widow. She was a young woman, and a little boy. And as they continued to walk past, you could hear the passengers all crying, and it was just so moving. And as I sat there, I thought, I thought this was an ordinary flight. But there was nothing ordinary about the flight. And if the pilot hadn't come on and told us what he did, I would have missed what an extraordinary and sacred experience it had been to fly with that fallen hero. Well, it made me wonder, what is my daily life like? And what about yours? Do you realize that you encounter the sacred and the extraordinary every day, but you just may not realize it? One of my favorite dead authors, C.S. Lewis, shared a message. The title of the message was "The Weight of Glory." And in this message, he talks about how you and I have never encountered an ordinary person. No mere mortals. And what he meant by that was this, that each of us bear the likeness, the image of God. And that especially believers in Christ, we actually carry this weight of glory. So consequently, you've never encountered anybody just ordinary. Next to Christ, the human brother and sister that you encounter is the most sacred person you will ever encounter, because we all bear the image, the glory of our Creator. What would happen if you and I really started to think about each other as more than ordinary, as sacred? What if we treated each other that way? How we would glorify God as we recognized His glory in one another. There really are no ordinary people. You're not one, I'm not one. That grocery clerk that you ran into, the person who may help, bring your mail or mow your lawn, nobody's ordinary. We all are bearers of the image and the glory of God because He created us. So why don't we live that way? I'm really grateful you hung out with me for this devotional, and I hope you'll look around, open up your eyes of faith, and see the sacred. Nothing is secular. It's all sacred when we see it through the eyes of faith. God bless you. Come back and join me at womensministry.net, because the community gets a lot better when you show up.